Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Medieval Village update. I've broken down the castle in the forest to start finding out where some of the elements are going to go. I think what I'm going to pretend that is happening is this castle's going to blend into the side wall, and maybe there'll be open interiors on the side, so that way I don't have to, because the castle's actually quite small in comparison to the blacksmith building. So I think I may do that, and then I'm gonna have to build up the mountain behind it and see how I can incorporate this little build because I love it. And then this cave I thought would be really useful at the bottom of the mountain because it's like the perfect little forestman hideout or something. So that's kind of like a rough setup, but it's a bit too flat and square at the moment, but it's, as I say, very roughly a setup. It's fun. I like doing this, but I'm running out of space. Alrighty, here's the current state of the village. I have not yet had a lot of time to work on it, but as you can see, this is like the new sort of levels that I've added. I'm getting some more plates and stuff to work on it, but you can see some of the CMF 2022 that I've been adding. I've got a little bard. I want more of him so I can create like a little ice warrior troop that can like live on the mountain. And I've got some of my fantasy creatures too, because I definitely want to add some of the fantasy ones hiding away in the actual town because I love these ones. They're so pretty. They're like one of my favorite. Actually, all of these I love. As you can see, I've given one of the acorn boys a different face, so like it can be like a little troop exploring the forest. Yeah, I've ordered a few other horses and things that are coming, and I need to do work on this because like the buildings take a lot of time. This area is still very undecided because this is a very big house, and I may have to just kind of cut it in half to be like this. I'm gonna have to think about it because I want to add more houses, but it's a very big set compared to everything else. But maybe that's not as much of an issue when I have like my big mountain. I just don't know. I haven't got enough elements to build the mountain in order to test that out, but I'm still very excited. I love this so much. I was busy building some like new buildings for the city, so kind of got a bit distracted. Seems to be a trait of mine. However, it is now time to work on a medieval setup because I have purposely used this weekend for Lego. I was like, I'm reserving this weekend. I'm not making any plans. I want to actually get some building done. Annoyingly, I was unwell last night, so like Friday night when I was like, yes, let's get this going. I've been looking forward to this all week. My body decided that was not going to happen. But today I feel good, so let's get it started. Let's get it started, let's get it started in here. I've kind of started sketching out roughly where I want the path to be. So the only thing that did happen when I did the update is that the obvious place for the bridge where that was going to go, which is here, has sort of changed. So I need to figure out where I want a bridge to go eventually, but for now, that is a problem for another time. The castle is the main concern, I think, for now, and then also we want to obviously work on the mountain, which the castle is going to be part of. So that is the focus for my mock today. The mess has doubled. I can hardly move. But that means it's being productive, so that's excellent. It's actually quite a lot of work, but we're making small progress, which is good. After a beep ton of time, we're at this stage, and I'm not sure. So essentially what I've done is I've integrated a castle with the rock. Meanwhile, I've edited it quite a lot, so it's sort of like more manageable. Obviously, as you can see, the rock hasn't grown yet, but just because actually integrating the castle was so much work, as you can see, 100% not finished yet. Let me just see if I can turn this around. So this is the side, the bottom is being supported, and basically I feel like I haven't gone further than I was at when I started, but at the same time I also know that I have because all of this is actually properly integrated and attached. Work continues slowly. I'm waiting on some MERP pieces. Very luckily a member of mine had some, so I've got those coming, and that will really help with the corners here because I found out that actually the burp pieces, which can I just say, these names for these bricks are just ludicrous, but anyway, so I have some coming for here. Also, eventually I'm going to add loads more greenery and cover the rocks more and stuff and have that integrate a bit better. The only downside is at the minute that this is quite a straight line of divide, but some things I just can't fix. I reckon this is just going to be version 1. Then now I've started work on sort of the more residential, I don't think it's the right word, but like more domestic area. So I want to continue sort of like tiling these things, finishing the landscape. Eventually I want to have quite a few trees, I want to have some fields and all that kind of stuff. But for the time being I don't know how easy that's going to be, so I think I'll just start with some rough sketching with Lego, which is basically just putting it in random places, and probably I'll move it another 20 or 30 times. But I want to have like pastures and paddocks and animals and a road, and I think this is really an area that's going to only come to life when I add like loads of greenery, but that is okay. It's a huge work in process, and actually it's quite a lot of work, but it's really fun, so there is that. Oh hi! You're wondering where my next Medieval MOC update is? Well, I got a bit stuck. Basically, I have had quite big plans for this medieval village MOC for like a really long time, and I've been really wanting to do this properly, and I've been planning it in my head for like a really long time. And then when it came to actually building it, it turned out that I think I was really ambitious with what I wanted to do, but only so much space. And when it came to the reality of it, I found it really hard. So basically I've just been really stuck with the build because I had set really high expectations of my own MOCing abilities, even though most of the MOCing stuff that I was doing to it was completely new skills to me. I've done modulars, I've done Harry Potter stuff, I just haven't really ever done medieval stuff, and I think I wanted to shoot for the moon straight away. And yeah, I just got a bit stuck because also I obviously showed this all to you guys, and I wanted to have it at a standard where I could be really proud of it straight away, and that kind of stopped me from allowing myself to make mistakes and to start again. So because I couldn't do like the perfect level that I wanted in my own head straight away, and I was like, oh, if it's not going to be that, then I may as well not try. I wanted like a market, I wanted more residential buildings, I wanted a tavern, I wanted a bakery, I wanted like a little forest, I wanted animals, I wanted a mountain, I wanted all of these things, and I wanted them to look like somebody that with a loads of experience had built this. So obviously, if you think about that on a sensible level, it doesn't all add up. And actually, I thought when I kind of got stuck and was talking to some of my members in the Discord, they were like, no, you should definitely talk about that in a video, because I think a lot of people get really stuck MOCing or set expectations for themselves that aren't realistic, because we all look at fantastic, incredibly talented builders all of the time. We see them on Instagram, we see them in YouTube, and you just kind of go, well, who am I to start MOCing? Like, I can't do that good, so why would I even try? Like, my stuff isn't gonna look as nice. It's a bit like why a lot of people give up drawing once they aren't children anymore, because if it's not good enough, then it's a waste of time. And I've had quite a lot of conversations and little like encouraging moments for myself to kind of go, no, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a starting, like a jumping off point where I can start learning, because if I don't ever do it, then I'm never going to get better at it. So I just kind of wanted to share that little struggle with you guys, actually, because also I felt like I owed you an apology as to why I haven't been doing the medieval updates as I was saying I was going to do. I really wanted to, and I stared at it a lot, and as you can see, obviously the start of this video was when I was still trying to make progress on it, but I just kind of hit that wall. I've kind of moved past it a little bit, even though I haven't started MOCing buildings again. I basically sat down and did some work on it. I finished the river like terrain thing, I've added some animals, I started adding some details, so I'm happier with it. I'm still 100 million miles of where I want to be, but I think just a bit like when you have stuck drawing or when you're stuck writing, it's always really helpful if you just start. Actually starting building is much better way of overcoming some sort of block in your head about it not being good enough than just staring at it, because it's a little bit like that blank page that you stare at before you write or draw. It's not going to fit itself. You're just going to have to make yourself start drawing or start writing, even though you're convinced it's going to be rubbish, and it probably will be rubbish for a little while, and then after a while you're going to break through it and maybe write some stuff that you like, or at least you'll write some stuff that like jumps you off to the next thing that actually sparks a thought that you're gonna like. Obviously, as you know, with most of my MOCs that I've done previously, and I haven't done that many recently, obviously the canal houses are the biggest ones, they are a long work in progress for a long time. So long story short, I am going to be working a little bit more on the medieval MOCs today, because I really just want to keep going on it. It's one of my favourite things, and also I really want to empty the box that is full of medieval building stuff in the middle of my floor space. So I'm just going to kind of see where I end up today. So I hope that me just addressing the fact that I've been really stuck with it kind of resonated for some of you guys. If like this happens to you, let me know what you do to kind of break through it. And I hope you like the progress for progress sake. Progress is slow, but progress nonetheless. I've made a fake door here to pretend like there is the corridor behind. I'm not going to build said corridor, but in my imagination there is one. I'm going to hang some pictures here. I'm going to finish this hall. I'm going to finish this so it has like a wall. I think I'm going to create like the roof here, but I think it's okay so far. So as you can see, it's coming along pretty well. I'm just kind of like adding things as I go. I have no idea if it's going to work out in the end, but I think this mountain is pretty cool. I really actually like how like the tower is working. These are actually dark bluish grey. I don't know why they look not so on camera. My friend ODJ from the Inside Tour Bricklink store is going to be sending some more of the big slow pieces and also any more bird pieces that he has, because as you can see I'm running out severely, but I think it's coming along pretty well. I'm very, very happy with the progress. As I said, I've just basically approached it like just start building and see what happens. So no pressure, just go for it. And it's working. It is another weekend and it is dreary and grey as very many previous weekends have been. I just wanted to wrap up this Medieval MOC update video with a little bow so we can kind of go into like the next part with a fresh start. So obviously this was kind of like the breakdown vlog where I had trouble, where I was stuck, and where I was doubting my own skills. And whilst I haven't stopped doubting my own skills and the benefit of doing my own MOCs when I can just rebuild other people's amazing work, I also really enjoyed just continuing work even when I was a bit stuck. So let me show you where I am right now. I've added some more figures because sometimes when it's just on the top of my wardrobe and I'm not working on it, it's really nice to have the figures sitting there. It makes me happy. And I'll just tell you what I want to do next. Right, so this is where we're at right now. Obviously you can see the path, you can see the little weird bridge, you can see the castle, which is sort of not finished on that side, but obviously extends inwards. I put the dragon on top because I thought it was funny. You can see that the mountain has kind of continued to grow. This building here is integrated now with the mountain, and then this side needs to be worked on next. I think I'm going to create a little cave for the dragon to be in. So the next projects are, I'm going to add more detail into this main path, because this is obviously the main path, so it's only dirt road at the minute. I want to create a better bridge. We're working on some designs. I want to create the forest sort of here, so I want to build lots of trees there, but I haven't got many of the things I need for that, so that is why the next update is going to be slightly delayed, because I'm going to have to buy quite a lot of bricks for that. And then I'm going to create some fields just sort of like here, and then I'm going to have a market and some more buildings. Probably one building here, sort of there, and then one building or maybe a tavern or just like maybe an outdoor drinking place and a market here. So that is sort of the plan. I do want to change these bright green ones for dark green plates, because, or like just normal green plates, because the bright green is just a bit it just doesn't look very good. And obviously this bit is going to look much nicer once I start doing some landscaping and adding details, you know, where here it feels more organic with all the different plate levels. So that is sort of the next update. As ever, like, things are a huge work in progress. Obviously I will make sure that you get updated when I do work on them, but this is a slower progress than I thought it was going to be. But it's partially to do with the fact that it just needs a lot of bricks and it needs a lot of me learning new skills. So that is obviously always part of it. In the meantime though, I'm obviously working on my canal houses in the city. I'm working on possibly a bit of a diagonally project, maybe. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see those. And Medieval Update Part 3 is going to be on your way at some point in the future, I promise, because I do really want to finish this MOC because I love it. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you learned something. Let me know if any of it resonated with you. And thank you so very much for your ongoing support. I really, really appreciate you all. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye! Howdo. Legos. More Legos. More Legos. Did she say Legos? Oh my god. Travesties. No. What is my